Hi guys, I'm Ed.
And I'm Harry, and we are at E3 trying out some games from the show floor.
We are. Today we got the opportunity to go to Square Enix's booth in was it the West Hall or the South Hall?
The West Hall, I believe.
So we were in the West Hall, and basically there were lots of the different Square Enix games, but the ones that we were really keen to try were Final Fantasy 15 and the Final Fantasy 12 Remastered.
Yes, now Final Fantasy 15, you saw Ed get very excited about that during the Sony stream, or maybe it was the Xbox one, I can't remember.
It was the Xbox one.
Xbox it was indeed. Because you got to try out sort of like this big boss type character.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a special one just for the E3, because it kept coming up with this thing saying special E3 mission, so I wonder if it was maybe made exclusively. But yeah, you play Noctis, the main character, and you basically have to fight this giant titan following a lot of on-screen commands and stuff, utilising the combat really well, holding it off until your other three companions arrive. And it was wonderful. I really enjoyed it.
Now, one thing that I am not used to playing is a Final Fantasy game with hack and slash gameplay, because I'm used to it being an RPG, which is turn-based combat. But I love this. It really does make good use of that system. And the sort of narrative of the mission was great fun, because you got to sort of run about, then do a bit more damage, and run about some more. But yeah, I am sold on that. It sort of made it feel a bit like a God of War game, perhaps.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, and quite Devil May Cry-ish as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing how these kind of JRPG sword-based games do all kind of blend into this kind of weird Venn diagram. But the art style as well,
really cool.
It just looks beautiful. For those of you who've seen Advent Children, the Final Fantasy VII film, it's got a similar vibe to that, but obviously in a slightly lower grade render, not as compressed. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I think I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, no, Final Fantasy 15, obviously it's been in development for a very, very long time, but you can see why, because they've really put the polish on it, and it looks fantastic. I mean, even someone who's not a huge fan of Final Fantasy, they will find this game enjoyable and will be able to get into it.
If you look up trailers of this online, or even check out the thing we did for the Xbox stream, you can also see, just from the gameplay trailers, how exciting and captivating the game is. So if you're not a Final Fantasy person, you've never even heard of Final Fantasy, which if you haven't, where have you been? Go and check out the trailers, because I can guarantee you'll go, that does actually look quite nice.
One thing that you might not be a fan of if you're not a fan of Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 12 Remaster.
Well, I don't know about that. So the problem with that was we'd never played Final Fantasy 12 before, and the combat system was slightly unusual.
It's kind of like a cross between the old turn-based system and the new hack and slash system.
To an extent, yeah. It was very much turn-based, but it's not the kind of Final Fantasy 7, everyone's standing there with a repeating animation, then you just do stuff like Pokemon as well. You're physically running around, and you have to wait for your attack bar to charge. It was slightly confusing, admittedly. I think we probably, with the context of the rest of the game and tutorials and stuff, we would have nailed that and it would have been great.
Maybe
but it looked wonderful as well, because I think they had some side-by-side comparisons of how the old one looked and how the new one looked, and it really does look great, and similar kind of graphic level to what I imagine Final Fantasy VII's remake will be, and also Final Fantasy 15.
Unfortunately, they didn't show any of the Final Fantasy VII remake on the show floor today.
We're gutted. Great
shame. We would have loved to have played that and told you guys about it. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. However, I'm sure we'll see more about that in coming years, because it's going to be a big game they're working on now.
Yeah, I hope so, and I was hoping to see more of it at Sony's conference. They didn't even give us a tease of that, which was a shame. But yeah, guys, that's been our initial impressions of the two Final Fantasy games that we got to try. We hope that you guys appreciate what we had to say about it. And like I said, if you haven't heard of this game, or you have but really aren't sure, do go and check out some of the trailers and gameplay of it, because I can guarantee that you might actually want to buy it.
Otherwise, guys, stick around to the channel. We've got much more E3 content coming up in the coming days.
Absolutely. Anyway, guys, take care. Bye, Z's. Star Wars VR, where you pilot an X-Wing and fight TIE fighters. Fuck! So it's kind of a Devil May Cry-ish thing with dragons and shit. It's the only way I could describe it.